I thought I'd go ahead and do a tutorial or a how-to video on how to build a skyscraper in N scale out of scratch using the plexiglass, using some styrene. So don't know how many parts this video will take because I don't know how long it's going to take, but let's get started with the basics. How to. Alright, we're back. So we're now in my dining room. So let's get started. First thing you're going to want to do is you're going to research the building you're looking for. You're going to need photographs. This is what I'm going to, let's see if I can get in camera view. This is what I'm going to be modeling, or something similar to that. I'm going to reference this photograph for my building, and I'm also going to reference this photograph right here. So it's going to have a glass look. So after you've researched figuring out what you want and how tall you want it, next thing I do is I take a Word document and I create templates for this building. Oops, wrong one. Using a Word processor, using Word Excel. As you can see, this is for the main lobby. It's going to be a 10-story glass building. I've got all four sides. After you've done that, cut it out, print it, make your templates, you're going to cut your plexiglass. Once you cut your plexiglass, you're going to attach your template to the back side of the plexiglass like this. I just use normal Scotch tape. I cut the plexiglass with a box cutter and a straight ruler. I get the plexiglass at Home Depot. It's pretty cheap. I think you can pick a 2x4 piece of ply or plexiglass for about under $10. So we're going to use these lines as references to make the score lines, to make it look like paned glass windows like you would see on a high-rise. So after you've attached this, your template to your plexiglass, you're going to take a ruler. I've already scribed a lot of this, so bear with me. I'm going to move the camera here a little bit so I can sit down. And so you're going to take a razor blade and you're going to want an X-Acto knife pretty sharp. Better put something on my wife's dining room table. She'll kill me if I scratch this thing up. So I use some paper so I don't scratch up the plexiglass when I'm scoring it, because it tends to scratch pretty easy. So what I'm going to do is, because this side of the building is going to be the side view, it's not going to have any styrene going across like the first picture I show you. It's just going to be straight glass. So I want to make sure that all my score lines, these represent the floors and that represents the joists in between, like you would see in a high-rise building, and I will show you how I do that, how I score this. So we'll score a few lines here. You're going to take your a straight ruler, line it up with your line right there. Take your X-Acto knife. Don't have to put a lot of pressure. Just come across like that a couple of times. Just enough to get it to score, because you don't want to go too deep. And then we're going to repeat the process for every line we run into. Okay, so I'll score the rest of it because I don't think you guys want to watch me score like 12 lines here. And then I will be right back and I will show you what this plexiglass looks like once it's all scored up. Okay, I've got all the lines scored. So, scored it all. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take off the template, show you the end result on what this looks like. And that right there is one side of my 10-story building. As you can see, I had to cut the plexiglass down here because it was too long. Actually, so what I'll do is I will take a metal file, and I will file that flat. Won't take that long. Got to file some of this down right here, and then you just repeat the process for all four. So once I get all four scribed and cut and work on the main building, I will show you how that's done. I will either spray paint this black, or I will buy a window tint spray paint and I will tint it. Don't know quite yet what I'm going to do. So stay tuned for the next segment on how to make a 10-story N-scale high-rise out of plexiglass and styrene. Alright YouTube, I'm back. So after we had scribed all the lines, put down the styrene, took off the paper backing, I sprayed this right on there. It's about 11 bucks Walmart. Rust-Oleum lens tint. Onto the back of the window. As you can see, it's still drying. I put two light coats on there. After that's done, I will take the black spray paint, cheap old stuff from Walmart, under $1, and I will spray paint it just like that. I'll give it 2 shots of that spray paint. The reason I do that is it's still transparent a little bit, but when you flip it over and you put it up against something, see if I can get in closer with this. Take the camera off the tripod. As you can see, there is the end result of the window. So with that being said, I'll be right back, and once that dries and I put the other 2 coats on, we'll start putting this thing together. Alright, so our paint has dried, our flat black paint. Next thing you're going to want to do is you want to place this up against that and write a pencil scribe right down the middle. Then you're going to take an X-Acto knife and you're going to pull away the paint and the tint. That's so the glue can adhere to each section. So what I use to glue, first I use the Tester's modeling glue along this edge right here. And then once it's together like this, I come in and I use this modeling cement to reinforce the bond down the middle. Now as you notice, you can still see some of the clear plexiglass between the joints. I will go with an acrylic black paint and hide and cover that all up so you won't be able to see it. Next, you're going to want to do what I did here. You're going to want to take a couple of clamps and clamp it together to hold it. I usually let it dry overnight to make sure I've got a secure bond, as you can see right there. So I clamp the 2 edges like that. So once these are done, I will then take this section right here, this section right here, and I will clamp them together like this to complete the building. Then I will work on the roof and the top fascia up here. So that's how we do that. Now also I'm working on a third high-rise building. As you can see right here, this is going to have just normal styrene on the side. What I did is I took BNSF 59 or 6951's advice, Vinny, And I went to Home Depot and I bought a no parking sign for $5 to make my styrene fascias and regular styrene. So if I get this done in time, by the time I get this other building finished, I'll show you the end result of that. So anyway, so this is where this building is going to sit on the layout. So I'll be right back with the next part of this video. Alright YouTube, we're back. So as you can see, I've got the building clamped up. All of the glue is dried, so let's remove these clamps and show you what's going on. Alright, so this is now all together. There's a few more steps before this building's complete. One thing I did not mention earlier before I tinted the windows is when you have the template and you're scribing this side, you don't want to scribe the lines going this way. The template you use to attach the styrene with the normal Elmer's Testors glue, or the Testors glue, I paint my styrene first before I attach it, just so I don't have to do a lot of painting. As you can see, when I put the building together, right there, you can see that the glue removes some of the paint. So we're going to fix that up right here and there. We've painted the sides with the black acrylic paint along here. I don't know if you can see it very well, but there it is. And then once that's done, we will get the roof done. Give me a second. I'm in the process of painting the roof with normal styrene. Again, using just the regular old sign. And the styrene I use is the .088 by .088 stripping. The evergreen stripping for the border to make the little indentation on the roof. As soon as this is done and painted, I will show you how to attach it to the top of the building. Alright, so once again, we have our paint in our little bucket, and we're going to get to painting this. So, give me a second to readjust this camera, and then we will continue on with this little video. Alright, as you can see, I've loaded up my paintbrush, like so. Let me get this in the camera view. Alright, so we are going to paint this little corner right here. Just dab the paint on there really good. And we'll work our way up. Just as you can see, I'm just going in with the paintbrush, making sure I'm getting a lot of paint on this brush so I don't got to do 2 or 3 coats on this. I'm just trying to hide any light that's going to shine through, which I don't think it will, but it's just an extra precaution to do it. Just like so. And then we will do the other side as well. Figure out which is which here. Alright, so that's what we did. We just went and painted it just like that. So we covered up the glass that you can see through. Again, there it is. Can't even notice it was there. So with that being said, I will show you, I'm actually doing a second building. This one's a 6-story building. It's got styrene sides. I scribed the styrene to make it look like paneled cement, pre-poured concrete, or whatever you want to call, siding on a building. I painted the rooftop gray. Again, used the .0808 by 080, or I think it's 08 styrene. Let me pull it out and I'll show it to you. But anyway, once this paint is completely dry and I can actually work with it, I will attach this to this like so. And I will show you how I glue all this together, so it shows you like how that one came together. As you can see, this is the front door. It's going to have aluminum. I painted this to give it a mirrored look. I mean, I'm not too happy with it, but it came out all right. I used this right here, Rust-Oleum metallic finish. I'm sure there's something else out there that'll do better. If I do another one, I'll probably use something else. Give me a minute and I will get that styrene strip. Alright, so this is what I used for the roof line. Let me get that in focus for you guys. It's by Evergreen styrene, and this is what I used for the cross members on that building. Now mind you, the reason I did this is because I needed some high rises. I wanted a downtown area. And everything on eBay is too expensive, so I decided to use this technique. This isn't the best technique, it's my technique. I'm just trying to give you guys some insight on how I put my stuff together. So I'll be right back. Alright, so our paint has dried on this right here. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to attach the windows to the frame. First thing you're going to want to do, and you have to do, is you have to scrape off all the excess paint using an X-Acto knife. And all you're going to do is scrape. Well, I've already done it. You want to scrape off the excess paint because the tester's glue will not hold to that. Now I'm going to use two types of glue. I'm going to use this glue and I'm going to use the tester's cement glue. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go right here and I'm going to put some glue right in there. So let me turn it this way so you guys can see what I'm doing. So we're going to put some glue right in there. That's for the top window. Now next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the glue right along the edge. So there we go, we got the glue. It's a little, so then I just basically smooth it out so it doesn't get all over the place. Now next step you're going to do is put your glue down. You're going to take this piece and I just kind of set it in there like so, making sure that everything is lined up like so. Hold it for a few. That's what testers requires. So you're going to hold it like that. For a little bit. Now it takes a little finessing to get it to the way you want it. Like so. So now that that isn't set in stone, I'll be right back. Show you how I clamp it. Okay, obviously I can't clamp it because my clamps aren't long enough, as you can see. So I'm going to have to literally hold this until this glue dries. So I'm not going to sit here and keep the camera rolling while I do this. So anyway, that's how you glue the building together, and that's how I did the other one. So next thing we'll do is I've got the roof for the 10-story building all set, drying right now with paint. I'll glue that on and that'll conclude this video. So I'll be right back. Alright, now for the final part of this video. As you can see, I'm not on the tripod. Little touch-up work to do on this one. As you can see, that came out. Didn't like the way that paint job turned out, so I'm going to turn around and change that up. One thing I did find out with this building is you can see the crinkles. That was from the super glue, so I'm going to have to touch that up. So I didn't use super glue on this building. This is what it looks like on the inside. There's your roof. Now for the main one we were working on. There it is, all set up, decaled. We glued the roof on just like the other stuff, as you can see. So I'll give you a quick shot of that. Go along the side here. So overall, I am impressed on how it came out. So, with that being said, that is how I scratch build an N-scale high-rise building. So, again, I did this video because when I was looking to do a high-rise building, I couldn't find anything on YouTube on how to do it. I couldn't find the buildings on eBay that I wanted, and if I did find the one on eBay, they wanted like $20 plus $10 shipping, and I wasn't ready to pay for that type of cash. So when you're scratch building, you can use anything. I mean, you can use cardstock, you can use wood, you can use plastic, anything you got. Just be creative about it. So that's it for this video. I'll have another update coming up in February, so keep tuned to my channel. Talk to you guys later.